So this week we're talking about Fatima's story, Child Have You Eaten? I don't know if you've had a chance to read that story yet, but it's about a woman named Fatima. She's the writer of the story, and she has been seeing on news the tensions between the Muslim and Hindu communities in India. She's from South Africa, she's Muslim faith, and she's a little bit apprehensive about heading to India because she's heard all this stuff on the news and the media, and she's just not sure how she's going to be received. But what she does have is the memories of the stories that her dear grandmother had told her about growing up in the village in India. So she's got mixed emotions. She's heading over there. What does she face? And what happens there, what she experiences with the Hindu community that she's welcomed into, just touches her so deeply that she actually has a complete change of thought around a couple of issues. I won't tell you, I won't give you the spoiler of her story because I'd like you to go and read it, but at first glance, it might look like this story is just a simple story of kindness between people of different faiths. And yes, it is. It is all of that, and that is a beautiful message to be putting out into the world. So I thank Fatima for doing that. But what I want to invite you to do as a reader of Daily Inspired Life is I want us to start not just reading these stories at surface level, but to start seeing how they can actually help us create beautiful lives for ourselves and have that ripple out to the rest of the world. So if we were to dig a little deeper into this story, what would be some of the messages? And keep in mind that as you read a story, it's like a mirror reflecting back a message to you, and it's usually the very message that you need to hear at the time. So I have a couple of questions here. If you get your pen, get a journal, read the story, and then take away the beautiful moment between Fatima and these people she meets. But then I want you to take 5 minutes more and just to start to reflect on some of the deeper lessons for you and your life. Here's some questions here. Why do you think the author was touched so profoundly by her experience? What does that say about you and your values as a person? The second question is, what does Fatima's story teach us about the power of the stories told to us and the stories we tell ourselves? So you've got people influencing us with the stories they're telling us, but then we've got our own stories running in our head. So what does her story teach you about that? And then the third question is, what fears, beliefs, and ideas do you now hold that are not contributing to your beautiful life? So think about some beliefs or ideas that you've got that are causing stress or taking away from your life experience, and ask yourself, are they real? Where do they come from? Are they true? And is there a way that you can reframe it or look at it in a different way that's going to serve your life better? So there's just a few questions. You'll have your own as you read the story that come up if you put yourself in that frame of mind, that open-hearted place of being willing to learn from somebody else's story. And after you've done that, if you can come back to the story, scroll down to the bottom and there's a comments section, and just tell us what your number one takeaway was from Fatima's story, whether it that you learnt kindness or one of these other deeper lessons. We'd love to hear from you. We'll see you there.